speaking. Yes, I can solve your sales problem. You know where my office is at the Spaces, right? I'll see you there soon. I'm gonna have my coffee now. Bye.
Welcome to the Paul Cruz Sales Agency. I hope everyone's having a fantastic week. I'm going to share with you today a 3 to 4 step process that if you apply it, I promise you, besides taxes and death, you're going to generate a lot more sales. You're going to become a better salesperson, a more consistent salesperson, and more importantly, you're going to solve a lot of problems. And guess what happens when you solve problems? You get paid, right? Because that's what a salesman does. We solve sales problems. That's what I do. That's what I teach my people to do. That's what I do for my client. I hope you guys are excited. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Smash that like button. If you want to follow me on my channel, just hit the subscription button below. And don't forget to hit the notification for some very powerful videos that are coming soon to you. All right, let's dig into this topic. Just want to give you a little background. I've been in sales, some of you heard me say this, over 30 years. And I've been in sales at different levels of selling. What I mean is prices. My biggest project, I raised $690 million for a real estate deal. I've done as small as $500. But the mindset and the attitude is always the same. The selling process is the same. It doesn't change. And it shouldn't change. Because when it works, why break it, right? All right, so let me share something with you that, again, if you apply, you can't get any worse than what you are right now. You're only going to get better. The only thing I can't do for you is make you do it. That's it. I can only share with you. You either believe it or you don't. You apply it or you don't. So let's dig into this topic. So what is the topic? Let me grab my cheat sheet chart here because everybody knows I like my chart, my cheat sheet chart. Okay, so here's the topic. How to prepare for initial phone call. Before I tell you the steps, I just want to share something with you guys. People take this lightly. My salespeople, I tell them, if you're not hot, you get hot. And if you can't get hot, you go home. Every phone call has to have a purpose. You don't just make phone calls to hear yourself talk. Every time I make a phone call, there is a purpose and a means to my phone call. It's not just to call people, to chit-chat, waste time, and hear myself pitch. I don't need to do that. There's no value in that. So you have to be prepared and understand before you get on the phone call, you have to be prepared. So here are the 3 steps, and then 1 that's the production. Step number 1. And this is so critical. You have to identify the problems of the prospects. You have to know whatever product and services you are. One of the things I've learned, my services is for every business, but not every business wants it. But every business needs sales, right? Whether you're a billion-dollar conglomerate, a startup company, a growing company, there's 2 things we always look for, leads and sales, right? That's the bloodline of the business. But you have to do the work, and you have to identify the prospects and if they have problems. Because if you cannot identify the problems of the prospects, why even call them? Why? You're not going to have any value. You're not going to show any value, so why even do it? Whenever I make cold calls, and I cold call every single day, I know exactly the problems that my prospects have before I even call them, or that they may have. And then that problem leads to other problems that I didn't know they had, that they revealed to me, but I was prepared, and I identify one who's my target audience, and I identify their problems. You got to do that. That's like going into a boxing match and you don't train to go into a boxing match, or not knowing how your opponent fights. Does that make sense? It's just ridiculous to even think otherwise. Does that make sense? Okay, number 2. After you identify the problem, all the problems, you have to isolate the problem with real solutions. Whatever your product and service is, for me it's sales, it's selling. I identify who my prospects are, what their problems are, and then I have a solution, and I isolate that solution with I isolate the problem with real solutions. And the solution is either they have a bad sales process, bad salespeople, they don't got good leads, and they don't know how to generate sales. So I isolate all those 4 potential problems they may have with real solutions. It's just a fact. Because without identifying, you can't potentially solve it or isolate it, right? Because there's only 2 things in life, cause and effects. There's no other thing. It's cause and effects. If you identify the problem or the cause, you're going to have a different effect because you're going to have solutions to that problem, right? So that's what you have to do. Number 3 is, this is where people get scared. Take a call to action. You know, a lot of people are afraid to cold call or do initial calls, so they use a lot of gimmicks, advertising, emails, and all that, and that's fine. But taking a call to action, if you have confidence and you have conviction and you know the problem and you know you have real solution, you must take an aggressive call to action. Because that's where the value is. And for me, it's a phone call. For me, it's cold calling. For me, it's once I identify my audience and I identify the problem and I have real solutions, I'm going to take massive action. Have to take action. Well, just think about it. When you have a website and you have social media and you do postings, your whole essence is to get them to take action, right? So why wouldn't you take action yourself? A call to action is not just for the prospect. For me, and more importantly, a call to action is for me to take action. So you got to take action. But if you can't identify the problem and you don't have real solutions, then you cannot take action. You just can't. Does that make sense? And then finally is this. Number 4. And you have to do this. Number 4 is produce results. There's a lot of salespeople out there that talk a big game. They embellish. They even lie, manipulate. But when it's time to produce, the only thing they produce is excuses. I produce. Each and every one of my clients that have hired me in the last 6 months, never, ever been cheated. And I made them more money than they ever paid me. I generate them more sales than they thought was even possible. And they asked me, how the hell are you doing this? I said, it's hard to explain because I've been doing it so long. But the fact is that I identified their problem, which was sales, revenue. I had solutions. I isolated with real solutions. I took a call to action. They hired me, and I produced results. I may not generate a lot of sales for me because I can't take on a lot of clients, but I generate a sale a day for my clients that I have right now. So I'm generating sales every single day. Why? Because I follow these 3 steps. And then the end result, by taking a massive action, I produce results. It is that simple, guys. So you need to think about it. Are you identifying the problems of your prospects? Are you taking the time to do that? And when you do that, do you really have solutions? Can you isolate with real solutions? Number 3, when you do that, are you taking a real serious action, a massive action to that? And number 4, are you producing results? Answer that to yourself. Well, listen, guys, I want to thank you for being part of the Paul Cruz Sales Agency, where sales happen. And I hope this has been helpful. Again, if you like this video, smash the like button. Share your comments, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And also hit the subscription button below. Till we speak again, I say goodbye. And remember this. You must take a call to action and watch your sales grow. Talk to you later.